Jamal Abdul Farag. On the afternoon of April 16, 1990, in Richmond, Virginia, Tambra Ellis had tucked herself onto the couch after a long night shift. Outside, her sons, 10-year-old Basil and 7-year-old Jamal Abdul Farag, played in the front yard. She closed her eyes for what felt like minutes. When she opened them again, the yard was bare. Both boys were gone. At first, it seemed impossible. Neighbors hadn't noticed anything unusual. The street was quiet. But within hours, the situation turned dire. Police were called, the search began, and a community braced for the worst. 3 days later, the nightmare deepened. Before we continue, take a moment to subscribe. These are stories that often go unheard. Real children, real families, still waiting for answers. Your support helps bring light to the names that too often fade from public view. We'll focus only on children still listed as missing in Virginia. Basil's body was found in a Chesterfield County landfill. Bound, gagged, stabbed, his skull fractured after death. He had been stuffed into a plastic bag, discarded in a dumpster like trash. But Jamal, the younger brother in the Batman shirt and baseball jacket, was nowhere to be found. That was the first cliff edge in this case. 2 boys taken at the same time, but only one returned, and returned lifeless. The other vanished completely. Investigators were left with fragments. A scar above Jamal's right eyebrow, a mole near his left temple, a small gap in his front teeth. They circulated his photo, desperate for leads. Tips trickled in, but nothing solid. The parents were questioned, even detained, but no evidence pointed to them. Authorities ruled it a non-family abduction, suggesting someone outside the household had taken the boys. If so, why kill one child and keep the other? The years stretched. Age progression images showed Jamal growing older, a boy maturing into a man who might not even know who he was. Somewhere, perhaps, he could be living under another name, another life. Or, like his brother, his story may have ended long ago, hidden in a place no one has yet searched. Decades later, the case remains unsolved. No arrests, no remains, no answers. The last image of Jamal Abdul Farag is frozen in 1990. A 7-year-old in jeans and sneakers, stepping off a front porch in Richmond, Virginia, and disappearing into silence that has lasted more than 30 years. And until someone comes forward or evidence finally speaks, the question lingers, sharp as it was on that April afternoon. What happened to Jamal? Allison Dalton. July 27, 1998. The TV was off. The curtains drawn. On the couch, 20-year-old Silena Jo Dalton lay motionless, stabbed 5 times in the chest. Her hands were folded unnaturally against her side, and the weapon was gone. But what chilled investigators more was not what they found, it was what they didn't. Her 2-month-old daughter, Allison Kathleen Dalton, was missing. So were her baby bottles. That morning, neighbors had seen Allison alive just after sunrise. She had been in the apartment, swaddled in a blanket, a newborn still adjusting to the world. By 2:25 p.m., when family members unlocked the door, she had vanished completely. The timeline was mercilessly tight. In less than 7 hours, someone had walked into that apartment, murdered a young mother, and carried an infant out into the Virginia summer without a single witness. The search began immediately. Police combed through Strasburg, roadsides, fields, rivers. But there was no trace of Allison, no footprints, no abandoned supplies, no sound of a baby crying in the night. Days passed, then weeks. The child's father was questioned. So were family members, friends, and neighbors. everyone close to Silena, everyone who might have known her routines. Yet every lead dissolved into silence. By the end of that first year, investigators were left with a chilling conclusion. Whoever killed Silena had taken Allison intentionally, prepared enough to bring the bottles, determined enough to erase every trace. Time became the enemy. As the years slipped by, Allison's face was kept alive only through age progression images, haunting renderings of what she might look like as a child, a teenager, now a young adult. Somewhere out there, maybe she was living under a different name, never knowing who she truly was. Or maybe her story ended long ago, buried with secrets no one has yet uncovered. In 2021, more than 2 decades later, Virginia State Police turned to new DNA technology, hoping the smallest fragment of evidence might finally break the silence. But still, no arrests, no answers. What remains is a case frozen in time, a murdered mother, a missing child, and a town still waiting for the truth. And until someone steps forward or science forces the past to speak, the fate of Allison, Kathleen Dalton, will remain one of Virginia's most haunting questions. Andriva Kartaya Varela. On May 18, 2017, in Leesburg, Virginia, 6-year-old Andriva Alessa Kartaya Varela and her 3-year-old brother, Leonard Gerald Kartaya Varela, vanished without a trace. Their mother, Andrea Varela Crespo, was last seen with them. That was the last morning anyone saw them together. They were supposed to be safe. A mother, 2 children, a quiet town. But by midday, everything had shattered. Detectives raced to canvass Leesburg. Neighbors were questioned. School, playgrounds, alleys, every possible hiding place. But there was nothing. No footprints leading away. No witnesses who could place the children outside that morning. By now, fear had crept in. How could 2 little ones disappear so completely? And why had no one noticed? Midway through the day, hope flickered. A tip came in that Andrea, the mother, might have crossed state lines, possibly even abroad. Some believed the family might have fled to Mexico. If so, were the children safe? Were they chosen to leave, or were they taken? Weeks turned into months. The posters and age-progressed sketches showed Andriva older, her eyes bigger, her face changing, but always recognizable to someone who might know her. That Leonard's image too was updated. Still young, still vulnerable, still missing. Police followed leads, calls from witnesses, possible sightings. But every lead ended in uncertainty. Some wondered, did Andrea take her children voluntarily, or was this a case of abduction? Was Andrea fleeing something, danger, threat, fear, or was she running into danger herself? Today, Andriva Alessa would be around 14 years old had she been found just recently. Leonard would be about 11. They may still be with their mother, somewhere unknown. Or they may have been separated, changed identities, moved far. The last confirmed moment remains that morning in Leesburg. Doors open, a mother with her young children, and then silence. And so the biggest question still haunts every update, every sketch, every sleepless night for their family. Where are Andriva and Leonard now? And what happened after that May morning that nothing else could erase? Khaleesi Cuthriel. It was February 1st, 2021, when she was last seen alive at a home on Cattle Scales Road in Augusta County, Virginia. At the time, she had been left in the care of Candy Jo Royer and her boyfriend, Travis Brown, while her mother served time on a parole violation. Neighbors remembered seeing the toddler, small, bright-eyed, curious, But after that winter morning, she vanished from sight. What makes her story chilling is not only how she disappeared, but how long it took before anyone noticed. Khaleesi wasn't officially reported missing until September 2021, more than 7 months later. By then, investigators feared the truth had already slipped away. When police questioned Brown and Royer, their stories shifted. At first, they claimed Khaleesi was safe. Then, Brown admitted something darker. He said she had died after an accident, hitting her head, and he panicked. Instead of seeking help, he claimed, he wrapped her body and hid it. But no body was ever found. That was the first cliff edge in the case. Without remains, there was no way to confirm how Khaleesi died, or even if Brown's account was real. In court, evidence painted a grim picture. Experts testified to signs of neglect and abuse, bruises, injuries that did not match the story of a simple fall. Witnesses described a household where a child's cries were met not with comfort, but with indifference. Royer eventually pleaded guilty to charges connected to the child's death. Brown was convicted of first-degree murder. Both were sentenced. Yet despite convictions, one truth has never been uncovered. Where is Khaleesi? Years have passed. Search teams have combed through fields, woods, and landfills. Nothing has been recovered. Her small body remains missing, hidden away by those who should have protected her. And that is where the story holds, on the edge of a final cliffhanger. Justice has spoken, but the evidence of her last moments is still out there, somewhere. Until Khaleesi Hope Cuthriel is found, her case remains more than a tragedy. It is a question still waiting in the silence. Despite Amber Alerts, flyers, and digital billboards, most of these children have generated no solid tips. Some families are still waiting for their first call from law enforcement with any update. In the next episode, we'll continue uncovering more real cases, because these children deserve more than silence. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.